the Suantraí Íosa, where we're looking at the readings for tomorrow, Tuesday the 31st of January 2023, which is the feast of St. John Bosco, who founded the Salesian order to look after primarily young people. He had great faith in St. Francis's de Sales approach of gentleness. There are notes about him under the video on YouTube. Tomorrow's first reading is taken from the 12th chapter of the letter to the Hebrews. And I make just 4 points from it. It asks us not to lose sight of Jesus, that Jesus is our model who leads us in the faith and brings it to perfection. Focus on Jesus. For the sake of the joy that was in the future, Jesus took on the cross, disregarding all the horror of it and the shamefulness of it, and now has taken his place at the right hand of God. So therefore, think of the way that he stood such opposition, and we will not want to give up. If Jesus is our model, it is a courageous model. So courage, do not give up. And the psalm tomorrow, Psalm 22, all the earth shall remember and return to the Lord. All the families of the nations worship before him. So there's a kind of cycle in which people grow in faith, people lose faith, and then by the grace of God, the people of God prosper. The gospel tomorrow is taken from Mark chapter 5. And it's a story about the importance of faith. 2 cases illustrate this powerfully. The story of the daughter of Jairus and the story of the woman who had the hemorrhage for the 12 years. Jesus specifically says to her, after she had touched him and the power had gone out of him, "My daughter," he said, "your faith has restored your health." To the official, he says, "Do not be afraid, only have faith." And he allowed no one to go in with him into the room except Peter, James, and John. The others, when he declared that she was only sleeping, they laughed at him. And who could doubt that they would laugh at him? Because only God has power over life and death. He might be a healer, but only God has power over life and death. And yet he takes the hand of the child that's dead and says, "Talitha koum," which means, "Little girl, I tell you to get up." And at once, though she was dead, she gets up and walks around. And they were all overcome with astonishment. But he orders them strictly not to tell anyone about it. These are 2 examples of the importance of faith. And as disciples, we're meant in this situation to take Jesus as our model of faith and to ask him to increase our faith. It is important for us to live by faith in this world of struggles. With thoughts such as these, let us go to our beds and let us pray that we shall indeed awaken in the morning with the praise of God on our hearts and on our lips. Agus gemana dia elakoktak shiv, ahar mak agus spirit nave. Amen. Slán go fóg. Bye for now.